So guys, after Wike came out to say that Amachi, the former governor of Rivers State, is hungry for power, guess what? Many people have come after Wike saying, if Wike himself is not hungry for power, how come he disrupted the peace of the people of Rivers? Because his structure, according to him, was tampered with. He said Fubara spoiled his political structure, and for that reason, Rivers State will know no peace. Honestly, I don't know if you have watched the latest interview that Wike granted recently. He equally said each time he remembers what Fubara did to him, that he weeps. You can imagine the level of desperation among those who are leaders in this country. Now, Dr. Abati has taken his time to address Wike. You need to watch this video. Hey, Dr. Abati came with thunder. You need to watch this video. Don't also forget that Peter Obi was in Niger State, to visit the governor over the recent flood disaster that happened in the state that left so many people by. I want you to take your time, watch this video, and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Now, take a look.
I think what we're dealing with regard to Nyesom Wike is hubris. Hubris, which relates to his own character. Now, let me start with Rotimi Amachi. He says Rotimi Amachi is hungry for power. He could not deliver 10% for Atiku in the 2023 election. He could not address hunger while he was a minister or while he was a governor. Now, there's a basic principle in human relationships about your relationship with your bosses. I think that Nyesom Wike is very rude, disrespectful, because Rotimi Amachi is his boss in politics. When he was local government chairman, or was it councillor, during Amachi's second term, it was Rotimi Amachi that helped him to become local government chairman at Obio Akpo local government area. He subsequently became chief of staff to Rotimi Amachi. It was Rotimi Amachi that recommended him to become Minister of State for Education in Abuja. So he talks this carelessly about his former boss. I think it's disrespectful. I think he speaks to his character. Number two, this same Nyesom Wike still talking about this hubris. The theory is this, people can double check it. Has also abused Peter Odili, Sir Peter Odili, another statesman. He has said publicly that Peter Odili does not qualify to be an elder. This is the same man that he was taken to by Mama Peace, Dr. Patience Jonathan, to help him to become governor. There is no name he has not called Dr. Peter Odili and his wife. He even referred to him as one man and his wife as one woman. This is a statement about character. This same Nyesom Wike says he's fighting for President Jonathan, and that there's nobody in PDP that can stop him, not even Chief Olabode George, whom we refer to as a ground rent debtor. So who will Nyesom Wike not insult? Senator John Mbata, who was his godfather at a point, he insulted him too. And he has shown signal that he's also going to insult President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In that interview, he pointed out that if he had known that President Tinubu was going to declare a state of emergency in Rivers, he would have offered a different kind of advice. That's already a signal to President Tinubu to know that this man you are dealing with is only interested in his own interests, permanent interests, not permanent friends. And so President Tinubu should beware, because tomorrow he will abuse this same President Tinubu. He says nobody can touch him in PDP. Okay, what does that mean? He's saying that, yes, it's possible for a man to be everywhere as long as his personal interest is involved. So these are the questions to be raised about the hubris of Nyesom Wike. I think that is the major issue. That is the story. That is the story.
You are talking about Rotimi Amachi?
Yes, sir.
And you have been specific. I don't know how a man will choose his 60th birthday to tell lies. It's unfortunate. Of all time, it's your 60th birthday that people are celebrating you. You used to tell lies to Niger. You are hungry. Let us tell ourselves this. He was speaker 1999 to 2007. Yeah. And if anybody knows, he was the most pampered speaker. Then he was reading law in London as a speaker 1999 to 2007. He became a governor 2007 to 2015. He was still reading law in London. 8 years as Speaker of River State House Assembly. 8 years as Governor of River. You never talked about hunger. He became a minister from 2015 to 2023. 8 years, super minister, transport. Where you were borrowing money for exit bag, loans. He didn't talk about hunger. 2 years you have left office. I'm in coalition because I'm hungry. You're only hungry of power. And that shows failure on his part. How do you look at it? How do you insult Nigerians? How do you trivialize the issue of hunger or poverty?
Well, an interesting perspective from Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, is an interesting individual. Love him or hate him, he has an interesting perspective to things. But guys, what I see is all of them being politicians. At the end of the day, whether it's Nyesom Wike or the president or Rotimi Amachi, they're all politicians. So don't be confused or swayed. All these are political rhetorics. So we'll have to focus on the substance. You know, him being cheeky there, talking about Rotimi Amachi being hungry for power. They are all hungry for power. If he wasn't hungry for power, the issue in River State, for instance, may not have been, because he wants to manage the structure. He put these people in power with the resources, his or the state, whichever you want to look at it. And as far as politics are concerned, politicians are concerned, they want to be relevant. And so it's also the interest in power, in that sense, that is causing the upset in River State. So he's also a dramatic person in River State. So when you talk about people being hungry for power, and Nyesom Wike, Amachi, all of them are all hungry for power. If not, they would not be there. But what is important to us as a people is for the substance of the matter. Is there poverty in the land? Yes, there's poverty. The government is explaining to the effect that this poverty, they understand why it's there because of the twin policy. And people are saying 2 years down the line, when is this going to be over, or some level of reprieve? I think that's, for me, guys, what I want to focus on. Because whatever is said there, they're all guilty. The president, Rotimi Amachi, Wike, all hungry for power, fact for fact. And they'll keep trying to stay in power at the end of the day. So that's a non-issue. But the pain as it affects the people is what is primary to all of us. Whether the opposition is cashing in on that pain is a different kettle of fish. But lived in reality of human beings that are citizens of Nigeria is biting hard. And that's, for me, what I want to focus on as far as all that statement is concerned.
Absolutely. And I think we've seen a trend, particularly for the former governor and former minister. I recall last year, I think it was in October, when he was saying that he couldn't afford diesel again. Right. And I know a lot of people came for him saying, well, this doesn't add up. First, super minister. But lest we forget, I know they always say, governor. Exactly. I know they say ministers are equal in the cabinet. We say that just to make everybody feel good. But when you look at the budget that the ministers handle, then you begin to understand why some people are called super ministers, right? So if you have a minister who works, and you know what goes on in that ministry in terms of the constructions, the loans and all of that, you understand why it's called a super minister. Then former governor of oil-rich River State, to have said that, so that caused quite a stir last year. And this year, yet again, he's saying he's hungry. So I think there's been that consistent trend. Is he trying to pass a message beyond that? Because we know that he's not hungry. Certainly. I mean, take a look at how much.
Saying that.
No, of course. I mean, how much did it cost to rent the hall that was used for that event in Abuja? It cost millions of naira. So a hungry person wouldn't rent that all. Even if they gave him the money, if you're a hungry person and someone is giving you 10 million to rent a hall, you say, I don't need to rent a hall. Give me the 10 million naira cash. We'll do Zoom for that book launch. So perhaps he's trying to pass another message. On the one hand, is he trying to solidarize with other Nigerians and say, well, I feel your pain, I feel the hunger, so I am hungry like you, even though I am not hungry in that sense. So there are lots of layers to peel off this one. But clearly, as Jeffrey has said, politicians are hungry for one thing mostly. It is power, influence.
I think
steady.
I align with Jeffrey here. Jeffrey has defined, the heart of the conversation, which is Minister Nyesom Wike's honesty, and also called him out for also being hungry for power. If he were not, how do you define the situation in Rivers State? And we all know that he has clearly identified himself as the protagonist, or if you like, antagonist in that situation. He's the one calling the shots. He's the one giving the conditions for peace in Rivers State. And, not just Rivers State, if he's not hungry for power as well, how has he called the shots or held the PDP by the jugular since the 2023 elections? So it just pretty much tells us that, our politicking is not a politics of ideas, but a politics of power grab, a politics that protects the bourgeoisie in the society, a politics of snatch it first and then let the opposing party go and cry in the courts later on. People are dying in Niger State. There is no superior argument from the politicians about the environmental challenge. There is education crisis. There's no superior argument about to improve the lot of students and pupils in school. No superior ideas from the electorate. So it just speaks to the need for the people to be more informed and to also be a part of the process. We're looking forward to reading from you on these as well, but we'll move on to another. And this time around, we're going to Niger State, of course, a consequence of politicking, whether you like it or not. Is it good or bad politicking? But what exactly is happening there? Coyote, you have it.
Oh, yes. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, paid a visit to Niger State in the aftermath of the flooding, the Mokwa flooding. We understand that the death tolls nearing 200 or even more than that as at this moment. And Mr. Peter Obi characteristically visited with some members and leaders in his party, and it was good to see him, of course, condoling the people and also making a donation yesterday in Niger State. So there you have it, the presidential candidate of Labour Party visiting yet again. So perhaps it's a call to other Nigerians to support. He donated 20 million naira, I should say. And the Niger State government has also put out a tweet and put out an account number trying to raise funds for the humanitarian situation, particularly for the people affected. Again, I know there are different sides to this argument. Isn't the government able to adequately cater to these needs? But in situations such as this one, all of the help you can get is certainly welcome, right? I know the federal government had said, let's give, is it 6,000 or 60,000 bags of rice? The Primary Healthcare Development Agency set up at these centers. But those who are in need are still saying, well, we don't have all of the help, at least the basic that we need. So it's good to see Mr. Peter be paying a visit to Niger State. I know that a lot of people have also read political meanings to it, but I think this is something he's done consistently in other parts of the country. He's at Plateau. I know there was some controversy when he wanted to visit Benue at some point, but hey, it's a call to action for other Nigerians as well. And to the government also, we should not wait for events like this to happen. We can plan ahead, better disaster management, early warning systems, and to the people as well, guys.
And we have the first user. Jeffrey, you have the first.
No, you can go ahead, Bukola.
There's Mr. Bishop who's speaking this morning, and he's, well, if you like, he's through projecting what would happen under a different leadership. And he says to Mr. Obi, under your leadership, all this mess up and down would be no more. That's coming from Mr. Bishop. Kaide, you have the next one.
Just to be clear, do you mean that there will be no natural disasters if you were president? Do you mean that there will be better preparedness in that sense. Again, there's the federal and the state layers. So it's important to properly contextualize these things. Yes, it may have a direct line to Providence, to Mother Earth, saying, well, disaster shouldn't happen during my time. Maybe it does. But it's important to also know that other people have responsibilities. The governors, subnationals, lawmakers, and all of that to ensure that some of these things are really dealt with. The next user, Maurice Moye, saying, I sincerely appreciate your unwavering dedication to the people of Nigeria. Your efforts exemplify a profound commitment to service. He says.
All right, this is coming from Joe Jeffs. A true leader will have empathy and compassion for his people. Peter Obi, be ready to drive Nigerians to the awaited Nigeria that is possible. This is already campaigning, right? The decision-making balls must end at your table. Decide the future of Nigeria. We appreciate your generosity and effort. So as Kayode said, whether this is politically motivated or it's just is humanity, all are welcome. But we cannot take away the political element as well, because this is all part of the political PR to keep visibility as far as this is concerned. And he's done quite a bit in staying visible in the eyes and the mind of people, either by his pronouncement or some of these visits. So it's a twin humanitarian effort as well as a political PR, in my view. Okay, guys, where do we go from here?
We have
federal governments of Nigeria, Niger state government, all other Nigerian governors, and Nigerian people. You know the tragedy about this, our country, Nigeria, is the fact to know, say, there is nothing where they teach us lesson to fit prepare to take our life serious. That is the thing where they shock me, because at a point, I don't tire to talk. See, Nigerians, if we not come together and fix leadership, government for this country, all of us just they wait for the day when Nigeria go happen to anybody. Una they see the story of this flood where happened for Niger State, for Mokwa area, where now they don't say at least body where they don't recover is more than 150. And the water never recede, finish, they never enter inside. According to Al Jazeera News yesterday, the death toll go there more than 200 people where don't die from that flood. Natural disaster, they happen everywhere. But the problem be say, what exactly as a government we they do to prepare ourselves for this kind of disasters? What exactly government of Nigeria they use money they do? Una remember just last year when I do this video, when they talk about the Borno State flood where happened, where they say dam break, just how many days after Secretary of the State, they go give a report, say there is nothing wrong with the dam. As they did this, meanwhile the dikes where they hold the dam, all of them don't weak. Before they know the team boss, they said the zoo for Borno State safe open, reptiles, they've been they throw bread for people like this, so that more than how many 100 people we don't die. It not teach anybody lesson to prepare for the next one. No. Another one don't happen for Niger State. And guess what? This will not be the last. Because between the time where it happened for Borno and this one, other flood don't happen. For Kwara, for some other state, flood don't happen. No. Nothing they teach anybody lesson to take precaution. Climate change they come. Sea levels are rising. We are not preparing dams. How to strengthen our infrastructure to be able to handle this kind of disasters. In just one incident, more than 200 human beings killed. And everybody go move on. We will wait for the next natural disaster again. And according to Al Jazeera, the people were there for 4 days since the flood happened, help and assistance never reached them. They did that, they sleep for open ground. People, they sleep for houses where they already bend, one collapse because they don't get where to go to. The number of internally displaced people in Nigeria continue to pile and increase. Yet, there is no urgency. There is no sense of urgency on the part of government. We go wait again. Another flood go happen. More people go die. How about Nigeria who do us this kind of thing? Now when all of us want come to the realization, say, we must come together and fix government and fix INEC. Because without that INEC, my dear people, may the souls of the victims rest in peace. May their families be comforted. I don't know how how they pray this kind of prayer for people where they, because this one where they so not be prayer they need all the help and assistance that they can get. But unfortunately, as bad as this tragedy is, it will not be the last. That is the Nigeria situation. There is no worst case scenario, because things are this bad does not mean it will not get worse. I beg on our Nigerians, waiting we need to do, waiting need to happen to us for us to come together and help ourselves by fixing this failed system of government where all of us be victims of. May God help Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
So guys, we have seen the bad bulls on Wike. Wike said Amachi is hungry for power. Wike himself too is hungry for power. If he's not hungry for power, how come he disrupted the peace of the people of Rivers? Because according to him, Fubara destroyed his political structures, and for that reason, he's not going to spare Fubara. And if you listen to the latest interview Wike granted, he said each time he remembers what Fubara did to him, that he weeps. That's to tell you how pained Wike is because of his political structure. These politicians, they don't know anything outside of politics. I mean, I just wish a law can be passed that says if you finish serving one position, you just leave the political space. Because see, these people, they will move from local government to this one to governor, and then they will then become they will then, like now Wike is a minister and he's eyeing presidency. So this is how they will just keep recycling themselves in positions of power without giving the youth any opportunity to participate in politics. Now we must hail Mr. Peter Obi, who was in Niger State, to commensurate with those who lost their lives, and also with the state government. Peter Obi has always been doing this, and he donated 20 million naira. You can imagine all the donations he has been making at this time when globally things are crashing. In Nigeria, it's crashing 10 times and all that. But Peter Obi has been going about donating to people. Now, let's take a look at this headline coming from Bayo Ononuga. And he said, Tinubu has opened opportunities for many Nigerians to make money. Nigerians are wondering, this opportunity, is it for, maybe it's just for political talks. I mean, this is just for political talks, not for any normal Nigerian, this is just for political talks, those that have taken Togri. Because each time these politicians are moving around, you see them moving around with them. Now, this one says, it's true, more than 5,000 persons can line up on a 30-kilometer road to sell gala and drinks. That's the business idea that Tinubu has given to the Nigerian youth. That at least we will have people, 5,000 Nigerians will now be on the 30-kilometer road to sell gala and drinks and to make more money. And this person say, if they never buy one leader, the remaining no go learn. Saying that if some of these leaders have not been buying, the others will not learn. You just come out to say Tinubu has opened business opportunity to Nigerians. What does that mean? Honestly, it's really so sad. This person say the clouds you see in Nigeria are made of cocaine dust. Another person say how this guy walk about free still amaze me. How these guys walk around free still amaze me. And this person say our elders are bringing disrespect to themselves. And this other person say just give me 2 examples. Sir. If you know Nigerians are now making money under Tinubu's government, give us examples, not to say it in the mouth. And this other person say Tinubu has opened opportunities for his loyalists to make money. Jokers. And this other person said lies upon lies. Lies upon lies. And by your nonuga, lies upon lies. This other person said useless elders saying things like blind people. Yes, his loyalists who are Nigerians. This other person said no be only opportunity. And this other person said no, Tinubu has opened opportunities for old fools. That is what Bayo Ononuga said, and these are the responses Nigerians are giving him, that Tinubu did not just open businesses, he opened it for his own cronies to benefit, like we can all see in Nigeria. And this other person is asking question, what is the opportunity? Where? And this other person called him old fool. So that is it for the Tinubu's government. They are just confused as to what they've done for Nigerians and what they've not done. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you, and see you in my next video.